Hey, what's going on? Thanks for coming by. I just want to talk a little bit about the subject of money because I don't know why, but a lot of people have a difficult time with this. This is something I've never had much hard time because I never really had much of it. And whenever I had more of it, I didn't really change my habits to spend it all. I would save it or whatever. But anyway, I consider myself relatively decent with money. Like I manage my own stock portfolio. I don't have like a money whatever guy, person, lady, uh, and it pretty much follows the market like any kind of portfolio should. Anyway, I have half a sense of what's going on, but I want to talk about money in a way that maybe you've not really ever heard it talked about, and it's pretty basic and simple, but it's also really kind of deep and maybe sort of just whatever. This is just my perspective of how I see it. All right. Actually, no, it's not. I didn't invent it. Right. This is stolen ideas. Right. But I'm presenting it because I don't think people have heard it put it this way. Anyway, so let's take for example, a real simple situation. We have a person, great person. No, they don't have a hole in their head. They're happy. They're good. Well, whatever. In some world where it's reasonable, they get paid $10 an hour. The amount doesn't matter because we're not talking about like the cost of. I'm taking a drink of water before I get all dried out. So you get a person who gets paid $10 an hour, right? So you have day one on a job or whatever, right? So say they only work one day, whatever. They're a hobo. They got 8 hours of work at $10 an hour. That's why it was $10 an hour, right? 8 hours. So at the end of the day, they're walking away with $80, right? Let's say it's under the table, so it's like nice and clean. Now, even though they're not paying taxes or whatever, I still would argue that money is their money, the low wage, everything all together. They take what is it, 420s? Take it. Go ahead, get out of here, right? But let's look at it this way. On day two, the day after work, now you have this man, woman, whatever, standing there with $80. They assume they had food. They had whatever. They didn't need the $80 right then and there, but whatever. They worked for a day. Next day they're standing there with $80, but they're about to spend it, of course, probably. But what is that $80? Isn't that $80 really just a way of like a battery for that work? Like to take 8 hours of labor, eight R, right? That was supposed to be 8 hours. The $80 represents 8 hours of labor. So when you put when this person, this is always different because there's some crazy people who work for 2 hours and get gazillions of dollars, and they could be models or CEOs or whatever. And there's the rest of us just flop people, just whatever freak we are, right? So you get paid some. So we're just talking about this guy at $10 an hour, but whatever it is, dollars an hour. That represents, it's like a battery, it's like a storage cell of your labor. So like if you don't spend it, of course you're going to spend it, and the ideal is you don't spend more. You spend like ideally as little as possible of it. So when your income goes up, all that goes up is your excess, hopefully, ideally, right? Anyway, my point is, so someday some guy comes up and takes out hey, yo, man, give me that money right now. Oh, you got to put a mask on him, right? This wasn't a problem. So I'm going to give him a proper mask. Anyway, hey, give me that money right now. So what happens is when that money gets taken from that person, essentially this, whatever it is turning that person's labor. He's making this person a slave. No, he's just taking the money. The money's replaceable. He's safe. He never shot him. He took the money. Everything's good. He goes to the cops. He files a complaint. Life goes on. No. He took $80 from him. He worked 8 hours to make $80. The $80 is replaceable. Is the 8 hours that he spent replaceable? No, it's not. So when he took that $80, he took something that was irreplaceable because it was his labor or her labor, whatever's labor. So your money is not just this thing that you're lucky to have or not lucky to have. And whether it's a lot or a little, it is your labor. It is not like if you work less, you would have less. Salary aside, But if you worked 8 hour, if you work less, you would have less. So this money is a direct representation of, and there's still an argument for salaried employees because you're just averaging it out over more time. During that 1 hour, are you worried about, are you getting $10 worth of, so you can always find a point to slice it up so salaried or not. Your money represents your labor. And what happened? This could be anything, right? This could be a thief, right? We're thinking this is a thief, for sure. Did I spell that right, man? I before E except after C, and that violates that. So, ay. All right, so he's a thief. This could be anybody that forces the money from you, right? Like this is a tow truck. Tow company, right? Or this is the municipal court, or this is the big old federal government, where all the fighting's always on TV. I mean, but here is you, and up against all this stuff, and then of course there's like all these other people like lawyers, because you want to sell your house or whatever, licenses for your dogs, and forever and ever. So like this, if you're legitimately working, like if you work one day taking $80 in cash and run, you're in good, you're like whatever. You're still, you're still in danger. But if you work legitimately on the books, man, you're done. You're fried chicken, bro. You're fried chicken. That's why $10 an hour, as low as it is not even $10 an hour. It's nowhere near $10 an hour. And forget it. And it just goes. And don't be tricked into thinking that at some point this doesn't stop. Because, I mean, as wealthy as you get, I mean, if you just look at the sheer dollars that you're paying out, that don't, and it, oh God, don't let me get into like what debt costs. Like just to have the national debt, it's like billions of dollars a day that don't buy a freaking aspirin. But don't let me get into that. My point is that the money that you have, I'm going to use U.S. dollars. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what's a better thing for currency? I don't want to be all U.S. centered. I love my country, but whatever. Anyways, dollars. They're not just like what people want you to think, like this frivolous thing that you may or may not be lucky enough to have. There's a connection between things that get built, produced, put together, and what you have. And remember, this $80 also represents your property, right? So if you have a house or a bicycle or a pair of shoes or a comb or a phone, it's all the same thing as this $80. And there's always forces out there trying to minimize what you have. Okay, that's kind of my take on what money is. Money is currency itself is a good thing because it keeps track, right? You work more, you do a better job at things, you get paid more. And then all those other consequences. We still need to be merciful and giving and forgiving and charitable, of course, right? But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about what is money as a tool, right? You get in your car, it's like this nice car, it's a car, and what constitutes a decent car, right? So we're talking about money and what money does and what it is and what it's for and how it's useful and where we can get tricked into thinking that it's really, like the Christians have a really good saying about the love of money. They're not talking about that money is evil, but that the love of money is evil. And that's the love of money is, guys trying to say, no, I just worked all day. I'm tired and I don't have much more energy and don't take my money. And it's like, oh, you were in love with your money when it's really the other people, right? Okay, I just wanted to get that out. I guess that was a rant. Does that qualify? I should have played music or something. I don't really mix, All right. I think I got that out. Yeah, I don't know what that... Just take that for what it is, bro. And I really appreciate you coming by. I appreciate you listening. And tune in next time for something and wherever. I don't even know what that means, tune in for next time. I just sound, people just say stuff, It's like you push them up in the attic and ask them to not come down till dinner's ready. Okay, all right. Thank you very much for coming by. I just needed, look, my girlfriend gets annoyed when I do this stuff, and she gets all mad. Like, if I start saying something like I get a little strong, she gets all like, why are you talking to me like that? And I'm like, not even, I'm just, you know. So I'm just using this as my, maybe that'll be like a new channel theme, like things that I can't say to my girl. All right, you guys, take it easy. I'll catch you on whatever, man. Still before the holidays, 2022. Enjoy and whatever, man. All right, thanks a lot. See you around.